1. Mendel conducted his experiments on which plant? Answer: B. Pea plant. 2. In which of the following forms of reproduction, both sexes, males and females, are needed to produce new generations? Answer: C. Sexual reproduction. 3. In human beings, how is the sex of a child determined? Answer: A. By the inheritance of X or Y chromosome from the father. 4. What is the type of reproduction beginning from the fusion of male and female gametes called? Answer: asexual reproduction. 5. During reproduction, why is it important to create DNA copies? Answer: B. For inheritance of traits. 6. In a genetic lab, a fertilized human embryo is found to have XX chromosomes. Which of the following is true? Answer: A. The embryo will become a human female. 7. Which of the following statements about sexual reproduction in animals is correct? Answer: D. Sexual reproduction involves the fusion of male and female. Correct. 8. Why is variation important in a population of organisms? Answer: A. It helps some individuals survive if environmental conditions change. 9. In terms of chromosome contribution, which of the following is correct? Answer: A mother always contributes X, father contributes X or Y. 10. In humans, which parent determines the sex of the child? Answer: A father. 11. What is the main purpose of creating DNA copies during reproduction? Answer: B. To pass genetic information to offspring. 12. Which of the following types of reproduction ensures that offspring inherit features from both parents in animals? Answer: Asexual reproduction. 13. Which of the following organisms shows the phenomenon of regeneration? Answer: B. Planaria. 14. A biologist cuts a hydra into 2 unequal parts. One part has a fully formed bud. What is most likely to happen to the bud? Answer: C. The bud will mature into a new hydra. 15. Asexual reproduction has differences from sexual reproduction. Which of the following is not representing asexual reproduction? Answer: A. Involvement of both male and female reproductive parts. 16. Why is variation primarily important in a population of organisms? Answer: B. It increases the chance of survival under changing environmental conditions. 17. A child is born with 1 X chromosome from the mother and 1 Y chromosome from the father. Which statement describes it? Answer: A. The child will develop as a male due to the presence of the Y chromosome. 18. What determines the sex of a child in humans? Answer: D. Father's sperm. 19. When fertilization takes place inside the female body, it is called? Answer: D. Internal fertilization. 20. What is the purpose of crossbreeding exotic and local cattle breeds? Answer: C. To combine long lactation with disease resistance. 21. Small changes in DNA copies during reproduction are important because they? Answer: D. Provide variations which may help in survival. 22. Which of the following can be considered a reason for Mendel's success in formulating laws of inheritance? Answer: C. He was a well-trained scientist. 23. Select the correct feature about sexual reproduction in organisms. Answer: C. It combines the DNA of two parents in the offspring. 24. Which of the following life processes is important to bring variation in species? Answer: B. Sexual reproduction. 25. Which of the following processes represents the most specific purpose of meiotic cell division? Answer: A reproduction. 26. In which of the following groups of organisms sex determination occurs due to environmental temperature? Answer: A few reptiles. 27. Which of the following was the scientist who blended his knowledge of science and mathematics to arrive at the laws of inheritance? Answer: C. Gregor Johann Mendel. 28. Why did Mendel use true breeding plants as parents in his crosses? Answer: D. To study inheritance patterns. 29. In sexually reproducing organisms, how many versions of each trait does a child inherit? Answer: B. One version from each parent. 30. Which of the following describes reproduction involving only one parent and no gametes? Answer: A binary fission in amoeba. 31. In some reptiles, the sex of the offspring is determined by. Answer: B. Temperature at which eggs are incubated. 32. What is the benefit of developing dwarf broiler parents in poultry? Answer: C. To reduce feed consumption and improve meat yield. 33. Which of the following statements is incorrect about regeneration? Answer: B. Dogs can regrow lost body parts and form whole new individuals. 34. Why does sexual reproduction result in greater variation among offspring? Answer: B. It allows combination of genetic material from two individuals. 35. External fertilization is found in which of the following organisms? Answer: A fish. 36. Which of the following reproductive method will generate greater diversity in population? Answer: Asexual reproduction. 37. Which among the following statements represents a characteristic of asexual reproduction? Answer: C. Involves only one parent. 38. Which of the following statements about asexual reproduction is incorrect? Answer: D. It involves the fusion of male and female gametes. 39. Which of the following best explains the importance of fertilization in sexual reproduction? Answer: B. It allows the formation of an embryo. 40. The DNA in the cell nucleus is the information source for the making of which of the following substances? Answer: C. Protein. 41. Which of the following ensures genetic variation in sexually reproducing animals? Answer: B. Offspring receive genes from both parents. 42. What is the advantage of crossbreeding local and exotic cattle breeds? Answer: D. Higher meat and milk yield. 43. In India, cows are classified under which scientific species name? Answer: D. Bos indicus. 44. Through which of the following ways can scientists incorporate desirable characters into crop varieties? Answer: A hybridization. 45. Which of the following statements is correct about reproduction? 1. Bulls alone can produce a calf. 2. Hens alone cannot produce new chicks. Answer: A statement 2 is correct but statement 1 is false. 46. What is the percentage of having a male child if the sex chromosomes of the father are XY and those of the mother are XX? Answer: A. 50%. 47. In plants, How does sexual reproduction leads to better survival in offspring? Answer, D. Offspring show new genetic recombination. 48. What does variation within a species ensure? Answer, a better adaptability and chances of survival. 49. Statement A, reproduction is linked to the stability of populations of species. Statement B, variation is thus not useful for the survival of species over time. Answer, B. Statement A is correct but statement B is incorrect. 50. What is the transformation of a larva into an adult frog through drastic changes called? Answer, C. Metamorphosis. 51. What is the advantage of combining DNA from two different individuals in sexually reproducing animals? Answer, B. It increases genetic variation within the population. 52. What advantage does asexual reproduction provide in a stable environment? Answer, C. Rapid and identical reproduction. 53. Which of the following is a crop variety improvement method by introducing a gene that would provide the desired characteristics? Answer, C. Genetically modified crops. 54. What is the primary advantage of cross-pollination over self-pollination? Answer, D. Introduces genetic variations, which improves chances of survival in progeny. 55. Why is variation important in sexually reproducing plants? Answer, C. It increases the chances of survival by enabling adaptation to environmental changes. 56. Which of the following is not a method of reproduction by a solitary individual organism? Answer, asexual reproduction. 57. Which of the following pairs of human male chromosome is mismatched in size? Answer, D. Sex chromosomes. 58. Assertion A, sexual reproduction is essential in plants for maintaining the continuity of the species for many generations. Reason R, sexual reproduction leads to genetic variation that enhances adaptability and evolutionary fitness. Answer, D. Both assertion A and reason R are true, and R is the correct explanation of assertion A. 59. Which of the following methods of reproduction is found in Plasmodium? Answer, D. Multiple fission. 60. Which of the following explains the absence of recessive traits in the F generation and their reappearance in the F2 generation in Mendel's experiment? Answer, B. Recessive alleles are hidden in F but reappear in F2 due to segregation. 61. Which of the following best describes fragmentation as a method of asexual reproduction? Answer, D. The parent body breaks into pieces, and each piece grows into a new organism. 62. What was Mendel's contribution to genetics? Answer, B. Laws of inheritance. 63. The bud in Hydra. Answer, A. Grows as an outgrowth. 64. Which crop variety improvement method involves selecting parents with desirable traits and crossing them? Answer, A. Hybridization. 65. What will happen to a hydra if it is cut into multiple pieces? Answer, B. Each piece will regenerate to form new individuals. 66. Which of the following statements about sexual reproduction is incorrect? Answer, C. It produces identical clones. 67. Which of the following outcomes identifies meiosis rather than mitosis? Answer, D. 4 cells, half number. 68. How many contrasting characters were used by Mendel to formulate the laws of inheritance? Answer, D7. 69 Two children of the same parents resemble each other but are not exactly alike because. Answer: A. They show different combinations of the genetic variation existing in their parents. 70 Which of the following methods of reproduction ensures rapid increase in population? Answer: A. Asexual reproduction. 71 Budding in Hydra is best classified as. Answer: D. Asexual reproduction. 72 Which of the following statements about variations is incorrect? Answer: B. Variation makes species prone to extinction. 73 What is the primary mechanism through which sexual reproduction generates genetic diversity in the offspring? Answer: C. Random distribution of maternal or paternal chromosomes from each chromosome pair to the gametes. 74 Which of the following methods of asexual reproduction allows a new organism to develop from a cut or broken body part? Answer: C. Fragmentation. 75 During inheritance studies, how many copies of the factor was proposed by Mendel, which was controlling traits present in sexually reproducing organisms? Answer: A2. 76 What is the meaning of the phrase "the DNA copies generated will be similar, but may not be identical"? Answer: B. DNA copies may have slight differences. 77 Which of the following is not a trait Mendel studied in pea plants? Answer: C. Leaf size. 78 If tall T is dominant over short t, and round seeds are dominant over wrinkled r, identify the genotype of a plant that shows short height and round seeds. Answer: DTTRR. 79 What is the sequence of stages involved in the budding process of Hydra? Answer: D. Bud initiation, bud maturation, bud detachment, new individual. 80 Which of the following contrasting visible characters of garden peas are not used by Mendel? Answer: A. Green-white seeds. 81 In Mendel's experiment, what did he observe in the F1 generation when he crossed a tall TT and a short PTT plant? Answer: C. All were tall. 82 A plant breeder crosses two pure breeding pea plants, one producing round seeds and the other producing wrinkled seeds. Based on Mendel's findings, what phenotype would all the seeds in the F generation display? Answer: C. Round seeds. 83 Why do recessive traits like T for dwarfness in pea plants only show up when both alleles are recessive? Answer: A. Dominant alleles mask recessive alleles. 84 Arrange the following steps in correct sequence during the process of fragmentation-based reproduction. 1. Growth of lost body parts through mitosis. 2. Breakdown of body filament into fragments. 3. A mature organism lives independently. 4. Each fragment develops into a complete organism. Answer: B. 85 A scientist observed a multicellular organism undergoing reproduction. Which of the following methods would the plant not be using? Answer: B. Binary fission. 86 Which of the following characteristics of P was a dominant trait, used by Mendel in his experiments? Answer: B. Tall plants. 87 According to Mendel, when a tall pea plant TT is crossed with a short pea plant TT, the F1 offspring will be. Answer: C. All tall TT. 88 At maturity, an organism breaks into smaller pieces, which grow into new individuals. What is this process called? Answer: C. Fragmentation. 89. Which of the following is a result of the genetic variation introduced by sexual reproduction? Answer: B. Evolution. 90. Which one of the following correctly represents Mendel's conclusion about inheritance? Answer: C. Each trait is controlled by two factors. 91. Which of the following statements is incorrect about DNA copies produced during the process of reproduction? Answer: A DNA copying is a completely error-free process. 92. Which of the following ensures that the DNA amount is not doubled in every generation? Answer: C. Reduction of DNA in gametes. 93. The importance of genetic variation in organisms is that? Answer: D. It increases the chances of survival of an organism. 94. Which statement is incorrect about fragmentation asexual reproduction? Answer: A spore formation is a type of fragmentation process. 95. Select the incorrect statement regarding variation in plants. Answer: D. Asexual reproduction is a regular source of variations in a population. 96. Which of the following crosses will produce all heterozygous offspring in the F1 generation? Answer: C. TT times TT. 97. What is the name of the semi-conservative process in which DNA duplicates into two identical molecules? Answer: D. Replication. 98. In a large population of sweet pea plants growing in stable conditions, which of the following best explains why genetic variation through sexual reproduction is still crucial for their long-term survival? Answer: B. Hidden recessive alleles in sweet peas may offer resistance against future environmental stress. 99. Which process must accompany DNA copying to ensure the formation of functional daughter cells? Answer: D. Creation of additional cellular apparatus. 100. Which of the following is not a method of introducing desirable character in crop varieties? Answer: B. Intragenic hybridization. 101. Mendel chose pea plants for his experiments because they were easy to grow and showed distinct contrasting traits. R. Pea plants reproduce asexually, allowing Mendel to control crosses easily. Answer: A is true, but R is false. 102. Which law did Mendel derive from his monohybrid cross? Answer: C. Law of segregation. 103. In which of the following organisms do both fragmentation and spore formation occur? Answer: D. Fungi. 104. Why does the amount of DNA not keep doubling during sexual reproduction in animals? Answer: B. Because both gametes get halved before fertilization to form the zygote.